saying that like it's kind of interesting because the project has been in hibernation, but this is where exactly where we are now is where the project culminated in November, because I'd walked from Southport along the coast to Ulverston where we are now, so it's really appropriate and by chance really that we hadn't planned to come to Ulverston to do this stage of the project, but it's really great because it's like, you know, I left here in November the 2nd and we're back now April, I don't know, end of April, and carrying on the project where it left off in exactly the same place. So we're going to go up to the lighthouse, which again is really nice because we're inland a little bit in Ulverston, but it seems really appropriate place to go and mark the continuation of the project.
Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me, my lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing. Somewhere beyond the sea, she's there watching for me. If I could fly like birds on high, then straight to her arms I'd go sailing. It's far beyond the star, it's near beyond the moon. I know beyond a doubt my heart will lead me there soon.
It might well be that distance thing you say, that like this is, it doesn't have that, well to me it doesn't have that feeling of being by the sea, you know what I mean? I mean where I grew up it was sand, it really were sandy beaches, you know? And that whole texture thing between sort of walking on soft dry sand to walking on wet sand just at the edge of the shoreline,
hard sand.
It changes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well that's something that we're all used to, isn't it? I suppose this is just, well, it just doesn't comply, I suppose, with what we kind of recognise as being, if you say you're going to the beach.
And this bit here, you can actually just look through there and don't raise your eye line too much. Yeah. This wet what?
Yeah.
That could be a plain of grass or something.
Rife. Socialism is rife.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Christian society. Did that by touch. We did. That was like Braille. That's amazing. Socialism is rife in an unchristian society. Some people, yeah. Some people. It's amazing because the way to read this is to touch it. That's an art.
Start was by the Swedish group.
By the Swedish group ABBA.
The title
Knowing Me, Knowing You.
I will write you the chorus. Knowing me, knowing you. There is nothing we can do. Knowing me, knowing you. We just have to say something to sign with through. Breaking up those is never easy, I know, but just I have to go. Knowing me, knowing you is the best I can do. Da, 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 da.
Amazing.
Wow.
Got another 70 to go, and look, and it's already becoming very difficult to read.
Starfall all year round. St. William's Stables, Ulverston.
Where are we up to then?
I love that leading, because this is so beautiful. That is
it's about a song.
Incredibly beautiful thing.
I've never seen anything like that.
I've got to go. Knowing me, knowing you.
Amazing.
Best wishes to the people 2077. All year round, and then some word which disintegrates. I don't know. It looks like swimmers. Star for all year round. A star for all year round swimmers. And there's a star carved, which I hadn't noticed before. There's a star carved into the
There's a few. You can see another one there. Yeah.
And it says alongside William Stables, Ulverston, Marie Mars Bar, Ross-side, presumably that's the name. Then there's a few little words type of mermaid, something mermaid. This needs preserving. Well, this can't be left. Well, actually, in terms of, you know, as a piece of artwork, maybe it should just be left to.
Yeah, just go.
But so this doesn't need preserving, but the record.
But there's a message
done,
there, isn't there?
This was made. He's documented.
And that wishful thinking needs, that the fact is that somebody wrote this in stone in the hope that in 100 years' time people will be doing okay and maybe still enjoying this place. You know what I mean? So that needs, that's the really important thing about being
That's
people,
what this is about.
The fact that we can see into the future and we wish each other well.
What a really generous thing for these people to do, to come and do this. And I just love the way that when we look at archaeology and we look at inscriptions, we're going, oh yeah, you know, this is the tomb of some person from 2,000 years ago. And this is, to see this writing about ABBA and bringing that real beauty, that was just an amazing thing to find that, and to find it's the song Knowing Me, Knowing You, and to start, to go through that process and get to that point. And it just seems just really beautiful, doesn't it? Having a sing-song.
And that does bridge that age as well, doesn't it? That's the lovely thing about that, because they've said about, you know, that it's 1977, wish you well in 2077, knowing me, knowing you. They are connected.
It's not coincidental,
in being human. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? This is what it feels like to be human. I'm assuming you're going to feel the same way.
Yeah. We came to the Tourist Information Centre today.
Right, we've just met Amanda, hence why I was in front of Stan Laurel here. And Amanda's just kind of changed our view again about the reason why maybe some people might not know about what's down there, the slabs that we found, inscribed slabs. And Amanda told us the reason why she didn't know so much about it was because that's a nudist beach. For us, they were just swimmers. Now we know that they're nudists. We know that our friend Bill was a nudist.
Great, isn't it?
It's fantastic. But she did sort of clam up a little bit, and she went a bit red, and she wasn't sure that she wanted to talk about that much, you know. Because I asked the question there. Surely it's not private land, is it? You know, if someone were to come to Ulverston and they walk down there, they would find them.
Yeah.
So, you know, and they wouldn't know anything about. In the same way, that's our discovery. We didn't know that they were nudists originally. So the conclusion that Amanda came up with was for us to go and talk to the local paper, which is just behind us. The Evening News, is it?
Evening Mail.
The Evening Mail. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now.
And in his spare time he woodworked. He whittled away in a little building at the back of Buxton Place, which is just 100 yards as the crow flies. Right. And he made the most glorious things. Hid his rocking horses. Beautiful. And there he is.
Wow. Great. Look at that. So that's I didn't have that face to that person. Fascinating.
No, that's amazing.
Maybe another one, but that's
Bill.
That's Bill Stables.
You see, and he would make these little trinkets like this, and he used to make them perhaps November, really early December, for the Christmas market. Oh. Well, they're very handmade and they're very basic, but people used to love them.
I wonder if they're all I wonder if people still have those.
I don't know.
Because they're beautiful, aren't they?
Yes.
They used to do them in little cages, or just was that easy? You just put that in?
Yes. Perhaps a little artificial rose at the bottom, and he just used to make them in his workshop. And you see a little bird table in the background over there. He'd make those as well. Just anything out of wood.
Right.
And you can see from his hairy chest what he was like.
And you've never wear.
No, this must have been winter, November, December, which is why he's got a jacket on. But yeah.
Because we went up to the tourist board, and Amanda in there.
Yes.
She was quite good. Oh, that's the nudists.
Oh well, Bill used to have one or two lady friends that used to go down to the beach. About 50 years his juniors, and
so there's no connection there necessarily with because we've also talked to a couple of people on the market. And they said that we were fishing for this a little bit, and they said there's a nudist colony in Haverig. But there's no necessarily connection between Bill and that.
No, Bill was an Ulverstonian through and through. I doubt he'd even know where Haverig was, quite honestly. No. Now, on those rocks he mentions Mary, the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, Mary the Mermaid. That's right. You can't see Mary, so you can just... The mermaid I got.
Yes.
Couldn't see Mary.
Well, Mary is still about. She still lives. I think she lives in Barrow, but she comes to Ulverston quite frequently. He's a very interesting person, and he's a manual worker all his life. But obviously he had some brains, and
yeah. Oh, clearly,
and beautifully written in lovely script.
Who did it?
He did it.
So he wasn't a stonemason.
He wasn't a stonemason. It'd be something he'd picked up in his youth.
Yeah. It's unbelievable because we were thinking maybe whoever's done this has maybe got a stonemason to come and do it for them.
No, Bill did it himself. He carried a little shoulder bag and he would take the tools down with him, plus a bottle of pop and a sandwich or a local pie from the shop. And it just, on a summer's day, just go for it and get down there.
Was Bill a swimmer? Or is it?
Oh yes, yes. Oh yes, a strong swimmer.